What's up guys, Kyle with another basement build video. I'm actually sitting down here getting ready to edit last week's footage and realized I didn't have an opening, so that's what this is here. We're going to start off with me installing the double door for the office area and move on from there, so check it out. I just picked up all the tile for the bathroom and all the rock for the fireplace, so we're going to back my truck up and get that in. So all those are literally just laid in there. I thought they might be in smaller packages, but I'm gonna get something to set them all in and take them down in bigger quantities instead of carrying them one by one. So that took a little bit longer than expected, but this is the rock that we're going with. And we'll be throwing that up on the front side of the fireplace. Here are the Hearth stones. These are kind of a darker gray color. And we should have enough left over after we get done with the fireplace that I might be able to put them on the front side of the bar over there. I might have to buy a little bit more, but so far that's the plan, is to go ahead and throw this rock over there on the bar as well. All right, so next we're going to make our cutouts for our strike plates for our ball locks up here. And you can see where they've been hitting the wood coming up, but we're going to go ahead and get those cut out. For that, you'll need your strike plate, pencil to mark them out, hammer and chisel, and then also some sort of bit to drill a hole for this centerpiece to go into there. Alright, so that's in there. There it goes. Got the second one installed as well. And if you weren't aware how these ball latches work, they're actually adjustable up here. You can push down on the ball and turn it in, or turn it out, untwist it, and it will adjust the height of this ball. So you know, when you're putting your door up, you want to obviously make all your gaps even and everything, but once you do that, if you go a little bit deep when you cut this out, or a little shallow or whatever, you can adjust the height of that to make sure it catches properly. All right, so I'm kind of jumping all around, getting stuff done before I start priming everything, but I'm going to go ahead and build up the hearth. It's going to be up about 18 inches, be about 80 inches across, and we're going to have a face on the front where we can put some rock on as well. And that will be butting up right against the built-ins on either side there. So I'm going to cut the pieces to build out that step and get it assembled. All right, so we got the back piece laid up there. We got it on there completely level. So we're gonna go ahead and put the front piece on, put some liquid nails on the bottom side of the 2x there on the ground. and nail it up there. And then we're actually going to come back with some 3/4 inch plywood and put some legs going down to the ground along each one of the studs there, just for some more support there in the middle. So once that glue settles, I'll go down all of these and put these little supports in there. As you can see, that's super solid now, so it won't have to worry about that bowing or breaking or anything like that. All right, so you can see how all these are touching the ground down there just to support those studs going across. All right, there we go. You don't have to put as much screws in this top piece because it's not going to be supporting anything vertically. It's just laying down here, so that's solid. My build tins are going to be buttoned up against the stone here on the side, so that's going to be left open. It'll be all closed off once the cabinets are put in. And then just to get an idea of what it's going to look like down the road, those aren't set up there securely at all, but there's our hearth stone sitting on top of the stacked stone there. That's what it will look like all the way up the wall. Okay, so I'm planning on priming everything here in the next couple days. One really important step after drywallers get done in new construction is to wipe down the walls from all the dust. If you spray or roll paint on there or primer on there, it's not going to stick real well if there's a bunch of dust on the wall. So if you saw earlier, I already went through and swept the walls with a broom, but I'm actually going to go ahead and get a large towel and actually wipe down all the walls to make sure all that dust is broke free. All right, so today I'm getting my ceiling primed. I actually got 2 different colors of primer. I got gray for the ceilings and then white for the walls and the doors and the trim. The reason being, we're thinking about actually painting our ceiling gray after it's all said and done, which will help a lot with the light transfer from the projector on the screen. So if we use a darker gray color that's matte, you're going to get a lot less reflection than even a matte white. So that's why we're thinking about doing that. I wanted to get the gray up there with the primer just to see how it looked. All right, so I have a couple things to do before I can paint the ceiling. I'm going to throw some plastic over the windows and doors, throw some plastic over the fireplace, and some plastic over the rock and the tile over there, just so none of the dust falls down and gets on it. I am going to be doing the walls separately at another time, like I said, and part of the reason is I'm going to take all the doors off the hinges and line them up here in the center of the basement so I can do the walls, doors, and the frames all at one time. And it's going to be 2 different colors anyways, but I can't really get that ceiling done well with all these doors in the center of the basement because I got to be able to go from end to end. So we'll do that at a later time. All right, so I got my fan in the bedroom going out. The one in the office is blowing in. This will be turned on a little bit higher just to make sure that there's negative pressure and the airflow is moving out. But everything's out of the way. I got everything masked up that I need to. Everything's covered. I do have an 18-inch roller in case I need to go back and do some back rolling. We'll see how it looks once it gets up there. But from what I've read, you really don't need to back roll if you got a good spray and you're laying it on thick enough. But we'll see how it looks and we'll go from there. I'm using the Graco X7 sprayer. This is an awesome gun. Used it upstairs and all the trim and doors in the house. So now we'll be using the gun with looks like an 8-inch extension, 8 or 10-inch extension on there. The tip I'm using is a 517. It'll throw out a pretty decent fan and a good amount of paint, so it won't take forever to spray the ceiling, in case you were interested in what tip size I was using. So the primer that I'm using is this Bullseye 123. Like I said, I'm going with gray for the ceiling, which we'll be doing first. I also have white in the same product here that I'll be doing for the walls and for the doors. It didn't really make a difference after back rolling, so I'm probably not going to do that for the rest of the ceiling. I'll just work on the pressure settings a little bit and try to get that streaking gone, but it's laying down pretty good. Alright, that only took about 30 minutes to spray the entire ceiling. Takes a little bit of time for the prep work, but man, once you get going, it goes so fast. So everything is primed right now. I like it. It's looking good. I think we're gonna like the gray ceilings actually. Alright guys, so things have been moving a little bit slower around here, but this is the reason why. So this is the reason here why things are going to be moving a little bit slower. But he is so much fun. So our son is officially a week old today. I took a little bit of a break, obviously, whenever he was born, so haven't been moving as quickly down here, been spending a lot of time with him. He is just the best baby, he's so much fun. But I'm really digging the gray ceiling. We might even go a shade or two darker, just to cut down on any glare for the projector whenever we have it up. But I think it looks awesome just in the primer. It gives us a good idea of what it's going to be. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and check back for more of the basement build.